Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Live with Virginia NORML. I'm J.M. Padini, the Development Director for the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws and the Executive Director of your state chapter, Virginia NORML. Today's Friday, August 5th, 2022. As always, we're going to talk all things cannabis in the Commonwealth, but this week we are also going to discuss how you can save money on medical cannabis in Virginia. Because believe it or not, there are some ways that you can save some green on your green. Hey everyone, hey Julia, hey Brent, hey Tom, happy Friday. While we're waiting for the rest of our friends to join us, let me go ahead and tell you that Governor Youngkin appointed a new member to the board of directors for the Cannabis Control Authority. And it's none other than a retired police chief from Chesterfield County. So I'm looking forward to the next board meeting to see what he thinks. I hope you'll join us. I'm sure it'll be wildly entertaining. Anyhow, hey Fred. Oh yeah, it was good to see you, Fred. Thanks for coming out to that Herndon event with Fairfax Commonwealth Attorney Steve Toscano last weekend. We had such a great turnout, and hearing from Steve was really excellent. Hey Connor, hey Jeff, good to see you both. What else? It's been a quiet week for cannabis in Virginia, aside from this new appointment to the CCA board of directors. Last week, last week the Alexandria dispensary opened, and yeah, that's updated on our dispensaries page. You can check out all of that. Hey, Kwame, good to see you. Yes, Rachel, that is. Yes, Rachel, that is framed weed art behind me. Those prints, there's 3 prints. You can, I guess, only see one. Well, and that one is endocannabinoid system. They're from Gold Leaf, so you can get them from Gold Leaf. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Gold Leaf prints in the office because when we decided to decorate the office, we wanted to have, things that look nice. And that was really challenging to find cannabis related art that was appropriate for a business environment. But yeah, that's it right there. You can see those 3 there. Thanks for asking, Rachel. See if I can put my monitor back. Well, that's where it's going now. It looks like all hell's about to break loose outside, so it's super dark in the office right now. Brent, I'm so glad that you got your merch. Yeah, we do have some keychains that are pretty incredible in our Facebook shop. Check them out. Hey, Nick, good to see you. Hey, Bob. Oh, that's like the dumbest comment I've seen ever. So bye. Rob, what licenses are available? None. See, Rob, there was an election last November, and Virginians elected a Republican majority to the House of Delegates and to the administration. So there's been not only no effort, but a complete block on advancing any legislation related to retail cannabis for adult use in Virginia in the House of Delegates. So there's no path forward at this time. There's not one single committee in the House of Delegates through which there's not one committee chair that would let a bill for retail sales get to the floor in the House. So elections have consequences. This isn't meant to sound partisan. It's just meant to explain how things work and how they're working right now in Virginia. So unless and until Speaker Gilbert lays
something I found on the web.
Alexa, stop. Apparently Alexa's going to lobby for us. Unless and until Speaker Gilbert declares that we are going to do something for adult use cannabis, no one's just going to magically change their mind and let a bill go forward. So we're kind of stuck with a whole lot of nothing right now. Thanks for asking, Rob. John, you got your shirts this week. Awesome. Thanks for ordering them. Oh, Rachel, you don't have to guess. If you have questions about the hows and whys, you can just ask us. That's what we're here for. We tell it to you straight, direct, and straight, directly and honestly. I got jokes. Every Friday at 4. It's not a secret when you tune in here. Oh, Fred picked up one of the stash bags that we have in our store. This is what you're talking about, right, Fred? We have the bag size, and then we have the bag size, and then we have, and it's pretty big, like it's longer than my arm. And then we have the little case size as well. Those are both available in Virginia NORML's Facebook shop. So check it out. Keep your stash and yourself and your family and your pets safe. Lock it up. Yeah, Rob, we'll see if those affected by the war on drugs are the first to get licenses. Unfortunately, you know, Rob, well, that was included in the legislation in 2021 and again in 2022. Mostly Republicans have been outspoken in their opposition to this. So if you firmly believe that those who have been most disproportionately impacted by marijuana prohibition deserve some sort of weighted scoring in their application, then you really need to direct that request to Republicans in the Virginia General Assembly, because they're not into it at all. Yes, Rob, the bags are smell-proof. Mm-hmm. Unless you get weed on the outside, and then it's not smell-proof. Oh yeah, Nick, sorry. Those socks are the generic like 9 to 11 size. If I ever come across like a larger size, I'll get them for the store. Wade, what did you miss? Well, we made fun of the General Assembly, and that's mostly it. We haven't talked yet about how to save money on medical cannabis in Virginia, but we are going to, and Fonz brings up that question right now. No, we're going to discuss prices, but what about quality and improvement in THC levels? So Fonz, THC content in medical cannabis products everywhere in the United States are controlled to varying degrees. In Virginia, we don't have one of those weird arbitrary percent restrictions. What we have is milligrams per serving, and this is really for edible type products. The milligrams per serving doesn't really apply to ingested products because you can't inhale that many milligrams at once anyhow. But for medical cannabis products in Virginia, currently it's 10 milligrams per dose. That means one single unit, like one tablet, one soft chew, one drop or dropperful, or whatever the one single dispensed unit is. It doesn't mean dosage, and that's however much you take at once. So a good example is one dose of ibuprofen is one tablet, but the dosage is like 2 or 3 tablets every 4 to 6 hours, right? So there's no restriction on dosage. Unfortunately, this doesn't help people, particularly those who have cancer that need to take a higher quantity, and it becomes cost prohibitive really quickly. So some things that we were able to address with that this year were, in the 22 session, were removing that we had this old language from when this program first started that said there had to be at least 5 milligrams of THCA or 5 milligrams of CBD in every dose. And so we removed that old language. And what that really does is also eliminates this sort of unnecessary ratio that was burdening a lot of the formulations in Virginia. And so with that, those old minimums removed, now we don't have those, as a result, these strange ratios that we're really keeping products limited. So we're seeing more and more products emerge in Virginia medical cannabis dispensaries now. They'll continue to improve. You're also seeing prices go down, and you're seeing them go down for a number of reasons. Prices will continue to drop when we have more patients, and since we eliminated the requirement for patient registration, we're hopefully going to see an exponential growth in the medical cannabis program, and this is good for patients because prices need to go down. But I'm sure that anyone who understands basic economics can see why, when there's a low consumer population, prices are kind of high, unnecessarily inflated. And so we're getting there. But wherever you are in Virginia, there are a number of ways that you can save on medical cannabis. And so the first part is you have to get the written certification so that you can shop at a dispensary in Virginia. There's a whole list of practitioners, of course, on the Department of Health Professions website, but also on the Virginia NORML website, and that's at vanorml.org/doctors. And you are going to see a whole list of providers that you can click and schedule. And you'll see their prices listed, including those who are offering summer specials, discounts for Medicaid, discounts for recertifications, discounts for new patients, discounts for SSDI, all kinds of things. So check that out. And if for some reason you're having difficulty finding an affordable medical cannabis provider, just send us an email at info@virginianorml, NORML.org. Send us an email and we can help you get a low cost, no cost certification. Okay? You'd be surprised how few emails we get about that, by the way. So yeah, lots of low cost options for your certification. We definitely recommend using a practitioner that's on our list. Number one, they're supporting our work, and that means they're supporting the rights of responsible consumers. Number two, we typically know these providers and have some sort of relationship with them. So when you need something, when your certificate was filled out incorrectly, when you can't find your certificate and you need another copy, when you can't, find their email or something, if you use one of these providers, chances are we can get you connected with them a lot faster than if it's some, random dock in a box shop in another state. So just some fun tips on finding a provider. You're welcome. I don't even know what that is, but I'm deleting it because you're gross. Rob, if you need a special size shirt, yeah, we can probably get it for you. Just shoot us an email. Oh, hey, Brent. All right, Brent, I'm going to share your comment with everyone. Brent says, I was pleased with the products I picked up, and the 21% was the highest you had among the strains you got. Chase terps. Yeah, Christopher. Terpenes are required to be listed on the products as well in Virginia. So hopefully that's helping some people out. Nick, you can get more involved by joining Virginia NORML. Come to our events. We just had one in Herndon last week. We'll probably have one in Richmond in September. We'll also be hosting a fundraiser for Herb Jones. He's running to represent the Congressional District 1 for Virginia. So we're going to be hosting a fundraiser for him in August. So if you are in new Congressional District 1, hope we'll see you at that fundraiser for Herb Jones. Herb is not only an awesome person, He has served on the board of directors for Virginia NORML for years. He has been in the fight to not only legalize medical cannabis, but to decriminalize possession of marijuana, to legalize possession, personal cultivation, and retail sales of cannabis for adults in Virginia, for expungement, for removing the smell. I smell marijuana, from getting defelonizing concentrates, removing hashish from code, all those things. Herb has been a part of it, and he wants to represent us in Congress. So hope you will help get Herb Jones elected. Hey, Ben, why don't you find Herb's website and drop that in the chat for our friends. Hey, JT. Hey, word from the point. Oh, wow, okay. John, every state that regulates cannabis for adult use has a milligrams per dose. That's just what it is. So, hey, Ian, I hope you're involved with North Carolina NORML. They're a great chapter. I know that their newsletter is called The Nugget, but I hope you're connected with them, Ian, and thanks for tuning in. All right. All right, let's talk about some of the savings opportunities available for you once you get to the dispensary, or even before. Right, so I have these broken out by the medical cannabis dispensaries in Virginia. So we're going to kind of do them in little clumps. So Columbia Care. Let's talk about Columbia Care first. Columbia Care operates as Cannabis in the Hampton Roads area. They have 2 dispensaries that are open right now, one in Portsmouth. I said that too quickly and then was like, the other one I think is in Virginia Beach, but oh goodness, I'm gonna just check real quick. I don't live down there. Right, okay, so Portsmouth on Seaboard Court and Virginia Beach on Birdneck Road. That's where you're going to find Cannabis, down in the Hampton Roads area. And again, this is a brand of Columbia Care. Now, they just rolled out a new program called Stash Cash, and it's an app. So you can download the Stash Cash app for Android and for iPhone. And Ben, go ahead and drop that link in there for Stash Cash. I'll go ahead and let you know that sometimes different platforms don't like when we put links to dispensaries in our stream, and so we'll pull them out. We're going to put all of this on the Virginia NORML Facebook page, Virginia NORML website. So if you don't see it in the chat, then it's because whatever platform you're watching on didn't like when we shared a link to a dispensary. But these are going to be on the Virginia NORML website soon. Anyhow, Stash Cash, it's an app that you download on your phone, and it helps you save money on purchases at Cannabis, which again is in the Hampton Roads area. For every point, you get 1 point for every $1 you spend. Every 100 points is $5 off. And you can use your app to redeem your rewards in any of their locations. You can shop your local dispensary from the app and find other dispensaries in network while you travel to keep earning your points. They also have an element called Forage, where you can discover new products and based on the sort of symptom relief that you're looking for, and keep track of your past purchases to sort of learn what you like, build your profile, and get in-stock recommendations based on your previous purchases. Yeah, you'll get daily offers and deals through the app, messaging, all of that, all in one place. So if you shop Cannabis, then go ahead and download that app and start saving some green on your green. All right. Now, Columbia Care has another program, and it's not quite as new, but it is a way to save money on your medical cannabis purchases from Columbia Care brands. It's called Sharewell Carewell. And there are different eligibility criteria for this. So you apply online. There's a full list of participating dispensaries. A member of the Sharewell Carewell team is going to review your application and contact you with their final decision. If you're approved, you renew your application every 6 months to remain enrolled in that program. And some of the criteria, the eligibility criteria that they list on their website, is if you qualify for Medicaid, if your annual household income falls below 138% of the current federal poverty line for the household, if the patient's monthly medical cannabis expenses exceed 15% of their monthly household income, and if paying for the patient's medication creates a severe financial hardship on the patient's household. These are just some of the eligibility criteria that are listed on the Sharewell Carewell website. So you can check that out. I can see, thanks Ben for dropping a link to that in the chat, so you can click there. I'm going to take a quick peek here and catch up on some of your comments. Rob, don't worry, we are going to get to Rise. I have that on the list as well. Hey, Barbara. Hey, get more involved. Join Virginia NORML. Come to an event. Wait, what? JT, what in the your message is something. Who died, JT? Do I want to know? Oh wow. Okay. All right. So let's move on. So we talked about the two options that are available for Columbia Care patients. That's both the Sharewell Carewell program and their app called Stash Cash. Moving on, you're in luck, Rob. Rise is next. So there are two ways you can save with Rise. And Rise is it's a brand, dispensary brand that is operated by GTI, that's Green Thumb Industries. GTI is the cannabis company that acquired Dharma. Dharma is the original licensee for that health service area out in Southwest Virginia. So Rise has two things you can do. First of all, they have a page on their website called Rise Deals. And so you can check out on their website the deals for Virginia just right there. Easy peasy. Now they also have a rewards program, and it's called Risers Rewards. I know in some other states, literally in every other state that they operate in except for Virginia, it's called High Risers. In Virginia, it's just called Risers. So you can get Risers Rewards. It's at risecannabis.com/risers. Ben's going to drop the links to both the Rise Deals and the Risers Rewards in the chat for you, so you can check that out. I'm going to go ahead and open the Risers Rewards page and tell you a little bit about that. Much like the other app that we discussed, you earn points. You get rewards for every dollar you spend. You earn 1 point. Of course, you're also going to get exclusive deals and offers and insider perks, so you stay in the know and get first dibs on new products. You'll be able to track your rewards at any time using their digital wallet. You're just going to download that to your smartphone. Yeah. Looks pretty straightforward. Check it out. Let us know how it goes. All right. Here's what we know about G-Leaf. G-Leaf is the dispensary in the Central Virginia area. And what we know is the best way to stay in the loop with G-Leaf deals is to sign up for their text messages. This is going to just simply be through their registration page on their website. So Ben will drop a link to their pre-register page. If you're already a patient, you can probably just reach out to them and make sure that you are opted into text messaging from them. They send out a ton of text messages about, shouldn't say a ton, that sounds spammy. They send out a plenty of text messages alerting their patients of their specials and deals. Speaking of that, medical cannabis in Virginia is currently regulated by the Board of Pharmacy. And like any other medicine that's dispensed by pharmacies, there's a required expiration date. Now, does this mean that if the expiration date is August 31st, that on September 1st, that medicine's going to be worthless? Probably not. But there is a required expiration date on these products. And what we see is as these products get closer to expiration date, the sales start coming fast. So make sure you're signed up to receive text messaging and emails from whichever dispensary or dispensaries that you shop at in Virginia. You can follow them on social media as well. Some are on Facebook, most are on Instagram. Make sure you're following them so that you're seeing these alerts for their sales, because they really do have discounted prices a number of times throughout the month. And then last but not least, if you are in the northern part of the state, then you are probably shopping at Beyond Hello. Beyond Hello is operated by Jushi. Jushi is the cannabis company that acquired Delitzo. Delitzo is the original licensee for that health service area. Now, at Beyond Hello, they have the Hello Club. And it's another wallet where you earn points for shopping and get personalized deals to save you money on your favorite products. Pretty simple online registration program. You join the program for your state, and then they send you deals and offers based on your personalized wallet settings and past purchases. You'll save money by redeeming your points and other exclusive offers at checkout using your Hello Club wallet. You earn 1 point per dollar. With 200 points, that earns you $10 off. 1,000 points earns you $60 off, and 2,000 points earns you $140 off. Points expire 6 months after the day that after the day 6 months after the day they are earned. But it's more than just points. You'll also get exclusive offers and great deals based on the products that you prefer. So you can join the Hello Club. Now, the link that Ben is going to share in the chat for you. Hey, Diane. Diane wants to know if there's tax on cannabis in Virginia. So Virginia regulates medical cannabis right now. That's the only retail we have in Virginia. And there is no tax on medical cannabis in Virginia, because in Virginia, we don't tax medicine. Some states do have medical cannabis tax. It's typically much lower than the taxes states impose for adult use. But in Virginia, we don't impose any. Thanks for asking, Diane. Oh, I wish I can. I see like disjoint the way the comments display in here in StreamYard. JT, I can't see who you're talking about, but I'm gonna find out soon. I want to know so badly. Oh, I guess that too. JT, did you send an email to an Indiana congresswoman. Thanks for sending me down that rabbit hole in the middle of the show. Ooh. Oh, Charlie, none of the links are showing in the chat for you? Well, I can see, Charlie, that you are on Facebook, and Facebook might be blocking those links. They get angry when we try to use dispensary links, but love to let random creepy spam dealers put stuff all over the Facebook. Charlie, we're going to put all of these links on the Virginia NORML website, so they'll all be there. Don't worry. Diane asks if Virginia has reciprocity. So not at this time, but it is on our list of legislative priorities for the 2023 General Assembly. Now, if you are living in Virginia, Diane, but you aren't a Virginia resident, so let's say you're here for work for an extended period of time, you are in the military, you're a snowbird, or you're a student, people who are living in Virginia but are not necessarily Virginia residents are able to register for the medical cannabis program. You just have to be able to demonstrate that you're actually living here. It's on our list for 23, though. All right. Well, we went through that a lot faster than I thought. Hey, let us know what you think about these options for saving a little cash on medical cannabis in Virginia. Remember, all this is going to be on the Virginia NORML website for you. You're welcome, Diane. Hey, some things happened in Congress this week. Thankfully, not a lot's happening in Virginia because we need a break, right? A lot happens in cannabis in Virginia. I think too much sometimes, too often. But this week, Congress lawmakers did file bipartisan legislation to facilitate the expungement of federal marijuana violations. So this means that a bill was filed, not that it's passed, but that's good news. Representative Troy Carter, who is a Democrat in Louisiana, and Rodney Davis, who's a Republican in Illinois, have introduced legislation known as the Marijuana Misdemeanor Expungement Act. And that is to, again, help facilitate the expungement of federal marijuana violations. And another bill was introduced, also bipartisan. And this legislation, Developing and Nationalizing Key Cannabis Research Act of 2022. This was filed by Representative Scott Peters, Democrat from California, and Representative David Joyce, Republican from Ohio. And it would designate funding for clinical trials on the efficacy of state licensed medical cannabis products. So to carry out this work, the measure would appropriate $50 million for each of the fiscal years 2024 through 2028 to 10 designated research centers, and it would allow scientists affiliated with these centers to obtain state legal cannabis products and administer those products to subjects in clinical trials. So this legislation has been proposed. Of course, it's long overdue. And it does seek to address knowledge gaps by providing dedicated funding so scientists can better understand the safety and efficacy of real world products, not weird stuff that's from Ole Miss. Yeah, look, JT, people call it marijuana, and it doesn't really matter what we call it. Like, yes, we're perfectly aware about the racial connotations of the word marijuana. But the fact of the matter is, well, not only was NORML founded in 1970, and that was the word, It's still what most Americans recognize it as. Now, JT, what I do, where I do think we really need to stop calling it marijuana is in code. So, for example, in Virginia, we have one line that says cannabis shall have the same meaning, or cannabis and marijuana shall mean the same thing, essentially. We have one line of that in Virginia, and some places use the word marijuana, and some places use the word cannabis. And what we want is a bill in 2023 that just uses the word cannabis throughout code. You know, laws should probably try to be accurate, and it would be more appropriate to use the word cannabis, not a made-up word in state laws or federal laws. Just saying. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you call it. It doesn't change the need for it to be legalized and to end prohibition. Whatever makes people comfortable is the best word to use. Hey AJ, sorry you're just tuning in, but listen, you can go back and watch this whole thing when we're done, and like all of them that we've ever done from the start, which is a lot. Oh, we're not going to keep that in there. That's obnoxious. Thanks. Excuse me while I choke on my own spit. Well, friends, this has been delightful. It's not quite pouring here in Richmond, but it's not looking good. Hey, tomorrow, the latest edition of NORML's Weekend Weed Read delivers to inboxes at 9 a.m. Eastern. So if you aren't getting that delivered to your inbox every Saturday, you're missing out. And if you head to norml.org/subscribe, you can update your subscription preferences and check Weekend Weed Read, and then you'll get it too. Wherever you're watching, be sure to hit that like button, that follow button, that subscribe button, so you never miss when NORML goes live. You never know what we have to tell you. And before we part ways, I'm going to answer James's question. Friends, James wants to know, when do we think recreational sales will pass in Virginia? Listen, James, this is a great question, and it's one that I can answer, but boy, it's comical. See, what happened was Virginians voted last November, and James, Virginians elected a Republican-controlled House of Delegates and a Republican administration. And those folks are not super into this. They have no desire whatsoever to pass legislation that codifies and regulates retail sales. For some reason, tough on crime Republicans are more interested in allowing untaxed illicit operators to continue to be the regulators of cannabis in the Commonwealth. The fact of the matter is, legalization is the law of the land here in Virginia, and marijuana is here to stay. It was here before legalization, and it's still here now. And in fact, James, Virginia's illicit market in 2020 was valued at over $1.8 billion. That's not your friend who grows weed next door, right? It's not your friend who just gives you a little. That's organized crime. And that is what the House of Delegates is choosing for you. That's what they're choosing for you, is to create a protectionist environment for untaxed, unregulated illicit operators, instead of moving forward with the remaining principles of legalization, which is to enact common sense common sense laws and regulations that allow for the licensing and regulation of retail sales, so that we can, as a Commonwealth, provide for, fantasies like public and consumer safety. Anyhow, fortunately, James, you're a medical patient, so you can shop at our medical dispensaries where retail sales are legal and products are regulated for consumer and public safety. I say them both because consumers are public. It's not about protecting the public from consumers. Consumers are part of the public. Yeah, so James, it's not going to be anytime soon. It's not there either has to be a different majority in the House of Delegates, or Speaker Gilbert is going to have to decide that he wants to stop creating this protectionist environment for illicit activity. If Speaker Gilbert decides that he wants legalization to move forward, meaning the remaining components being retail sales, then he can say, we're going to do this. And then the House of Delegates will have to create a pathway through at least one committee for such a bill to succeed. But we don't have a path today in any committee in the House for a bill to succeed. Kwame, I hear you asking this all the time. We see it from a lot of people. People want to expand the number of plants that are allowed for personal cultivation. Right now it's 4 plants per household. And Kwame, there is zero appetite in the Virginia General Assembly to expand this number, in particular in the House of Delegates. So we could potentially struggle to get a bill that expands it, very minimally through the Senate, but it's not going anywhere in the House. Elections have consequences, friends, and if this is an issue that's important to you, maybe consider that when you head to the ballot box. Listen, I want to mention one more thing before we part ways for the weekend, and that is, this is a rough one. So, Brittany Griner is, of course, detained in Russia for purportedly bringing cannabis oil into Russia. She was sentenced to 9 years in a penal colony for this possession of cannabis oil and alleged possession of cannabis oil. And NORML has responded. I encourage you all to read our statement. And not only is this sentence repugnant, as Eric says, a grotesque affront to the concept of justice, and absolutely the United States should do everything they can to free Brittany and anyone else who's wrongfully incarcerated in Russia. But just as important is to end the hypocrisy that's happening right now in the United States amongst elected officials, where they're repulsed by her sentencing, but they're maintaining marijuana criminalization right here at home. Our domestic policies really need to be brought in line with America's stated principles of liberty and justice. So I encourage you all to go read Eric's statement on the NORML website. Whew. And look, remember that next time you go vote, elections have consequences, Virginia or otherwise. All right, friends, this has been delightful as ever. Hey, check out the Virginia NORML Facebook shop. We have tons of new items in there. Gonna awkwardly hold this thing up because it's the closest thing to me. For those of you who wear earrings, we have new earrings in the shop. Look, they're dangly. Yay. Green, yellow, and pink. You can get those and tons of other fun things like pins, locking stash products, socks and shirts and books, buttons, stickers, probably. We send stickers with every order that we mail out. You can get all these awesome things in the Virginia NORML Facebook shop. So take a peek at that. And hey, you can also check out the NORML shop at shop.norml.org. Shop store. Man, it's like I've never done this before. Hey, you can head to store.norml.org shop a wide variety of NORML products there. Remember, your purchase is in fact a donation to NORML, or in the Virginia NORML Facebook shop, it's a donation to Virginia NORML. And we thank you for that so that we can continue doing our work, the work we've been doing for over 52 years, representing the interests of those who choose to consume cannabis responsibly. Yeah, plant tags. Yeah, I see you. I see you, Fred. All right, now we're just getting all these requests for new merchandise to add to our shops. I'll work on plant tags, Fred. Julia will work on bandanas. All right, friends. Everyone have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here next week. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.